The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has said that its vision is to be one of the best electoral management bodies in the world. Okay, my name is Jude, Ikami Jude, and welcome to Matters on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. What can I say? It's a vision, okay? And I really don't want to go there for now. Let's just hold on. But then let me officially welcome you to Matters, okay? Just stay right there with me this afternoon, and let's cruise around our country, okay? You know how I do it every weekday? Yeah, I'm here again to do same. Today is Thursday, and it is the 16th day in the 11th month in the year 2023, the year of our Lord. Like I said, my name is Jude. It can be Jude. CP Chooks, welcome to Matters today.
Good afternoon to you and to the listeners.
Yeah, good afternoon to you too. Yes, I'm just trying to settle this whole INEC thing, and let's see. To some persons that it doesn't make sense. It won't make sense, but I think they know what they're saying. Don't you think so? I mean, it's a vision, like they said, and that very soon the body will become one of the best electoral management bodies in the world. CP, do you have an issue with that?
You will notice that immediately you mentioned it, I busted into laughter because I don't know where they are coming from, and I don't want to use very harsh words on them because it is early in the day for them to present themselves like clowns and jesters in the circus, trying to entertain the public. They shouldn't even go there. They shouldn't even open their mouth to say a thing like that, because they are just ridiculing the whole thing and making caricature of the entire thing. It is, ridiculous for them to say a thing like that they are trying to make themselves one of the best electoral management body in the world.
But I still want to believe even Nigeria is work in progress. So also INEC. So don't you think they're right when they tell you, well, the vision is to be this. You think they are not online?
They are not online at all. They are not online. That place needs to be dismantled totally and replaced from top to bottom in the eyes of Nigerians and the eyes of the world. They didn't score up to 50% minimum pass mark. They did not.
Are there some specific things you think INEC should put in place before saying what they're saying? Like getting themselves in line? They
have a long way to go. That is just it. Because if we begin to break it down, we will not leave this studio today.
They said that the vision of INEC is to be one of the best election management bodies in the world and to meet the yearnings and aspirations of Nigerians.
Which Nigerians? Is it the Nigerians that have lost total confidence in what they are doing there? Go and do a public opinion. Sample the opinion of the masses. And the people, you see that they have lost total confidence in what you call INEC.
Hear what they said. They said that they operate based on the constitution. They have their rules and regulations.
Of course.
And according to them, they don't operate outside that rule and their regulation. That INEC will never waver in its responsibility to do the right thing at all times. They said Nigeria belongs to all of us. It belongs to all of us.
That's why I say they should not go there. They should just mind their business and do their things the way they are going. But posterity will judge all of them from top to bottom. Because if you sow, whatever you sow, you will reap. They can laugh now But the masses will laugh last when the time, at the nick of time, when the time comes.
Well, what INEC is saying here, furthermore, they said Nigerians have a responsibility to protect the integrity and credibility of a sensitive institution like INEC, insisting that the right thing for any aggrieved person who contested in an election and lost was to approach the election petition tribunal rather than incite the public against INEC. So INEC feel, the feel is that, or the feeling rather is that some politicians, some persons who lost election are inciting the public, inciting Nigerians against the party.
But the question is, and the concern of Nigeria is, are they conducting the elections on a level playing ground? That's $1 million question. They've not been able to answer that. They cannot answer that in all sincerity. They cannot. Okay, look at off-cycle or off-season election they've just done. Look at the flaws everywhere, particularly Imo State, where the people are bringing out evidence, but the people are not ready to go to court because it's another waste of time. They'll tell you a place where one person was accredited, they are declaring that they got 500 votes there. Some places where they accredited 8 persons or 7. They are declaring that more than 600 or 900 voted in that place. So how do you reconcile that? And all the people saying this are people who have all their facts and figures and they are ready to produce it. But then going to court is another waste of time to them. If I were to advise them, I'll just tell them to forget about it. It doesn't make sense because nothing will come out of it.
So if you lose election now in Nigeria, your advice for the loser is just go home.
Go home. What are you going to do in the court?
And drink water.
Yes, because going to court is another waste of time. You can now predict what is going to come out from the court. That's what we have seen. Before, I was one of those advocates that will tell you, follow the due process. There's no need making noise about it. Go and gather your facts and figure and go to the court. But we have come to find out that going to court is waste of time. So why go there?
Waste of time. What would you say about Natasha Akpoti of Kogi State, whom the court favored recently?
That one is an isolated case.
How?
Well, there's always an exception to the rule. You don't expect that the thing will be totally skewed in a direction that would disappoint everybody. There are few exceptions. Those who have fear of God would do the thing the way it is, and without minding whose ox is God. But there's a lot of rot in virtually all the system. And good enough, like the judge or justice of the Supreme Court who retired, when he was making his valedictory speech, he said what shocked a lot of Nigerians. Though it didn't come to me as a shock anyway. In presence of the CJN, the Chief Justice of the Federation, he told Nigerians what we call the judiciary, and especially in the Supreme Court. So we would have seen all those things, how do you think Nigerians will have confidence in what is going on there? A lot of places needs to be sanitized. They need to purge those places of the rotten egg or eggs. They need to do that for us to move forward. Otherwise, the confidence is virtually eroded in most of those institutions. And it's very, very unfortunate because we expect that by now we would have gone a notch or some notch higher than what we had, with a view or a tendency towards deepening democracy, but we are seeing something completely different.
Well, it will. I don't know if it will. I mean, I don't know if it will come to you as a surprise that the NLC and the Trade Union Congress have suspended the nationwide strike. You remember we spoke about this 2 days ago? Yeah. Well, the strike followed a joint National Executive Council meeting yesterday. The two labor centers directed workers to return to work from tomorrow, that is today. Deputy National President of the Trade Union Congress, Tommy Okon, confirmed these at the end of the INEC meeting. The decision of the two labor centers to suspend the strike followed the intervention of the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu yesterday. Is it coming to you as a surprise that all of a sudden this strike thing is over again? And then we're asking questions. What are you guys really doing?
You're right. You have just, that question is the same question everybody is asking, because they are presenting themselves as if they are not serious-minded leaders of the labor bodies. I mean, you can't be going back and forth. If you want to do something like in the times of Adams Oshomole of the then NLC during Obasanjo's era, they will ground the whole thing and nothing will happen. The government will be on their knees begging them, and then they will maintain their ground until they have gotten what they have come out for. They don't just come out to say we are on strike. They must have been very strategic about it. They would have sat down, worked out their plans, worked out their position, and once they come out, everybody joins. Even the general public will have sympathy for what they are saying or what they were doing, because they know that it is for the overriding public interest. But these days, it seems it has a tinge of political colorations, and undertone in what they are doing.
No, currently some persons have opined that the current strike was actually for Ajero, not for Nigerians. It's a fight for the president, not for Nigerians.
But is that what it's supposed to be? When you are talking of strike, I mean, you have to be, coordinated in what you're doing. You already have a 15-point agenda you're waiting for the federal government to fulfill. That should be the area you should focus your attention on. Not on the issue of whether Ajero was beaten or not beaten. That's not supposed to be sufficient for you to call a national strike. It is not. You can only narrow it down to Imo State. You can call the Imo chapter to, use that as a pivot or ground to do their strike, while you are focusing on the main one, touching on the 15-point agenda you are having between you and the federal government. You can't just tell us because Ajero was beaten. Not that we are in support of his being, assaulted or, seriously. Well, serious is for law enforcement officers. That he had sustained, harm or assault occasioning harm. He must have been brutalized and all that. That's not the reason that you should call a national strike. It is not sufficient. People will start seeing it as if you have a personal interest. You are just pursuing a personal
but then again,
intentions.
Ajero is human.
Of course, he is.
Would you say everything should just go low?
No, it shouldn't.
We're talking about the NLC president.
Those who are concerned or involved need to be fished out and dealt with according to the law. But if it comes to issue of strike, they would have narrowed it to Imo State and leave the other 35 states alone to see how they navigate through whatever difficulties and challenges they are having. So that when you come out, you need to be respected and taken seriously as a body, as a national body. You don't use the thing to do cat and mouse game or carrot and stick approach. No. You will need to maintain a position that anytime you step out, you'll be respected. And whatever step you take will be viewed very seriously. And the person you're trying to have issues with will now know that, look, this one is a very if it's a very formidable force.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is stepping out with a definite position. Not for you to use the thing as if you are in the circus playing game and all that. I think they should go back to the drawing board and properly articulate themselves and arrange things before they come out with pronouncements.
All right, let's get to the big story of the day. CP. The Labour Party on Thursday today said it has no plan to merge with the PDP to dislodge the APC in the 2027 general election. The PDP's presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, on Tuesday suggested that opposition parties need to merge to defeat the ruling APC in the next presidential poll. The Labour Party spokesman Obiora Ifo, while reacting to Atiku's suggestion in a statement on Thursday, said that the party has not discussed any form of merger. He said Atiku's call was only a proposal and every Nigerian should be interested in making democracy work in Nigeria, and that what we have presently is an autocracy. Now, let's talk about this merger. Yesterday, I had a guest who said he sees Tinubu winning the election in 2027. That if he contests again, that he will win the election. And now, this issue is coming up already. Do you foresee a merger already, as it were?
In politics, everything is possible. The dissenting voice from the Labour Party is not in any way wrong, because that was his own personal opinion. The party has not sat down to take a position on what Abubakar Atiku of the PDP had just suggested. A merger cannot be totally ruled out, but before you talk of merger, all the key actors in each of the political parties would have sat down, maybe in either their annual general meeting or quarterly meeting or half-annual meeting, and raise these issues of concern and come up with their strategies, suggestions, and plans of how to dislodge the ruling party. That's the normal thing. It is after that they can come up or come out with a position that they are going for a merger. For now, it is alliance, more or less, that they'll be talking about. How would they collaborate or cooperate to see how they remove the ruling party? Having said that, if at the end of the day they merge, it will not be a new thing, because that will not be the first time we are seeing mergers. We saw it in 2013, 2014, which metamorphosed into the APC, that is the ruling party today. They saw that PDP was full of themselves. When people like Professor Jerry Ghana was saying that PDP will rule they will rule for a total of 60 years before they will consider whether they will now give space for any other party to come on board. And they ended up not even doing half of the 60 years. They did only 16 years. And they were swept away with very formidable broom. Well-tied broom. And how did they tie that broom? It is through merger. Without merger, nobody could have dislodged the PDP. It was ACN, led by Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is the president today. This other man, Muhammadu Buhari, the former president, led the CPC. Rocha Sokorocha, then governor of Imo State, led a faction of ABGA into the merger. And then Ali Modu Sherif of AMPP then
also brought in
AMPP, and they formed what we call APC today. And people call them, they were collection of strange bedfellows. But they failed to realize one thing, that in politics, you have neither a permanent friend or a permanent foe. What you're looking for is permanent interest. And that was how they were able to trounce a sitting president. The man ended up finding himself with 12 point something million votes, while the opposition party coasted with 15 point something million votes, over 2.5 million votes. And that was what made Jonathan, the then Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, the then president, to concede, and immediately congratulated the last president, Muhammadu Buhari. And that was not the first time a sitting president was removed. It happened in Ghana first, before it came to Nigeria. So, and I believe the way the democracy is, if it's being deepened, it will just be happening like that in virtually many of the African states.
CP, let's look at it deeply. Now,
yes.
Without a measure,
yes,
some persons are still of the opinion that the last election was won by the Labour Party.
Okay.
There was no measure.
Okay.
Now, if at this point in time in 2027 we're having a measure between the PDP and of course the Labour Party and maybe some other political parties coming on board. Now, the question is it about measure or critically, or having a critical plan, so to speak? Is it about the measure or planning your process? I mean, crossing the T's and dotting the I's, or we just have the number? Because when you say measure, you're talking about a number. Imagine several political parties like the LP and PDP coming together, all right? And then we have the number. Is it about the number now, or some other insider plan to win this election?
You see, why the merger was coming up again, or rather is coming up again, is that it worked in 13-14, because it was like a collection of strategies, ideas, and people with variegated backgrounds who, have an idea of how to come all out to get what they want peacefully and lawfully.
Okay.
Now, you see, a wrong signal had been set or sent by Ganduje, who happens to be the chairman of APC, the former governor of Kano State. He started by saying that his target is to see how he collapse all the parties and form them into a formidable APC. The message is sending to Nigerians and active politicians is that we are heading into authoritarian arrangement, which is one-party state. In other words, that is even unconstitutional, because the Constitution made it clear that you run a multi-party system. So it is that fear that would have run through the spine of Abubakar Atiku that he began to raise alarm. That magic they played out in 2013-14 need to be repeated, because that's the only way to scatter that broom, into pieces, so that it will not be able to sweep anything anymore. Because it was able to sweep away even the tattered umbrella that was covering the PDP that time in 2015. So now, if there's a merger, that means all the parties will collapse their structures, collapse their name and everything, and form one formidable party. Then they will now assign duties, positions, and responsibility to all the key people that will participate, to be sure that they sustain democracy. There's nothing wrong in that. In fact, it was even first mooted in 1982-83 as a build-up to 1983 general election, because MPN was trying to do exactly what the then PDP was targeting at. And that was why when they had the election in 1983, September 1983, it created a lot of discord, and there was so much confusion, there was destruction of life and property. People showed so much discontent and anger because what they saw that was done by the then electoral body, which is the same electoral body, they only keep changing names. That's the FEDECO, was what prompted the military to sweep away everybody on 31st of December 1983. You see, what played out then about this issue of merger was that they wanted to form PPA, Progressive People's Alliance, between the Unity Party of Nigeria, then of the blessed memory of Obafemi Awolowo, and the late Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe of the Nigeria People's Party, because they were the two formidable parties on ground then. Today, 16th of November, is the birthday of the late Zik, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. So, yes, today is his birthday. So then the two were the serious contenders against Shehu Shagari's incumbent MPN presidency. By then, Aminu Kanu of People's Redemption Party was already dead. So the PRP was being led by Barikin Zuwo. And the GMPP, Ibrahim Waziri, was also late. Within that 79 to 83. So those two parties were not really strong on ground. And then came up Nigerian Advanced Party, NAP, of Tunji Braithwaite. So that one was like a featherweight. So if the two had succeeded, if not reasons of tribe, this tribalism thing, there's no way MPN could have been able to overwhelm the two parties put together. So that is exactly what is trying to play out again now. And that was what played out in 2013 and 2014. That got PDP completely out of seat of power and brought in APC. And people had so much hope in APC. But what happened in the last 8 years is making them to think along the line of looking for a way to dislodge the present government and take over. Even though one way or the other they didn't succeed in this 2023. That is why they have gone back to the drawing board. And positions are coming up, suggestions are coming up, and possibilities are being, pondered on to see how they will have a very strong opposition that will wrestle power by 2027.
The opposition you said, for instance, is Atiku himself and Peter Obi, the two strong opposition.
Well, they're even considering bringing in NNPP of Kwankwaso and possibly other parties like ABGA, SDP, and so on and so forth.
But it's the two main opposition.
Yes,
is the PDP
and the Labour Party. Yes.
Now, you remember people have been saying, Nigerians have been saying that, hey, it would have been better if we had Atiku and Peter Obi together. That if these guys had come together, that the
story would have been different.
Yes. So now, are we not going back to that same measure that we're talking about?
That's why I told you that in politics, everything is possible. Maybe they didn't work out their formula or strategies properly in the last election. Think something different could come up between now and 2027. But everybody is against the idea of autocracy because it is authoritarian and very dictatorial. A situation whereby you have just one party state. It will never go well for governance in a country like Nigeria, which is seen as the giant of Africa. That will not work here. It can work in Uganda where you have...
Sorry, is Nigeria still the giant of Africa?
Well, in quotes, maybe because of their population. They have the largest population in Africa. That's why
Okay, giant by population.
By population, yes. Not by economy or by governance or by highly rated standards. No. It's just that by their population. The era of being the largest economy has come and gone. Is it now that you're owing 87 trillion naira? And now the food security is in shambles. People can't even feed. The level of inflation is outrageous. People can't even put food on their table. Everything is crashing left, right, and center. Is that what you're going to call giant of Africa?
Well, hold on, CP. Yes. Let's get back. Let's get back. Okay. So let's remain in line.
Yes, and take it in sequence.
And of course, yes. Now, CP.
Yes.
I am still on this issue of Obi and Atiku.
Yes.
If there is a merger, for instance.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
If there is a merger, if there's going to be a merger.
Yes.
One will wonder what's going to happen. Who will come in as the president and who's going to be the vice? Because we have two men. These guys came in as their, the spearheads in their party. And now you want to, if there's going to be a merger, who is going to go down for who to come up? Okay, if we have the likes of Kwankwan, so where is it going to be then? Because we have three presidents coming together to form an alliance. Now, who is going to be under who? People would reason that. And probably that merger might not work.
That's why I said everything is possible in politics. Let us wait. We are preempting a lot of things. We are too much in a hurry. Things will sort themselves out between now and 2027. But the thing there is that...
because Atiku will say he is the giant amongst these two, Obi and Kwankwaso. He's like their elder brother. He's been in the game long ago. So you wouldn't expect Atiku to want to...
Let me even tell you one thing.
Okay.
The way I see things, it's like we have this culture now whereby the tenure of the president goes to the north. After 8 years, it comes to the south. After 8 years, it goes back to the north. So anything short of a southerner taking it in 2027, then that party is not serious. Whoever they project as their candidate may end up not flying. Because the North will obviously want a situation where they will leave the South to run their 8 years totally. That's why I'm trying to say it's not all about Obi. It could be anybody from the South. Yes, fine. It could still be the incumbent president if he's able to navigate his way through
in 2027.
In 2027. Otherwise, it could come from anybody you and I don't even expect. And North will say, look, the way the APC had run the system for 8 years was incredible. And now we still try this one for these 4 years. Instead of everything to get better, it's even worse. Let us pick anybody from the South and support him. And we know we'll succeed in doing that. Such a decision will change the tide. They did it in 2011. They supported Jonathan. And from nowhere, Jonathan became the president to finish up the tenure for, what do you call him, the late Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, the late president. They can still do the same again. If they lose total confidence in what we are seeing today, they can do a U-turn, 180 degrees U-turn, and shop for a candidate they want. That's why I say it may not even be Obi, it could be any other person. They'll go and give their support to it. And their votes is bulky. The Northeast, the Northwest, and possibly the North Central. And if they say, look, this is the direction we are going, so be it. So a lot of dynamics are there, and they are going to play themselves out between now and 27. And it depends on the way this present government runs the economy that will determine what will play out in 2027.
Now, would you give a nod to Obi and Kwankwaso coming into play? Because some Nigerians have also opined that a person of Atiku should
step aside.
Step aside at this point in time.
That he has tried.
And yeah, he has tried. And leave this game for, the person of Obi and Kwankwan, so that this duo will do even better. Well, you consider that as true, man?
Well, I don't support that idea 100% because if you look at the political landscape across the universe, you see somebody that's almost 80 years in the person of Joe Biden. He's the president of the United States and he's warming up to go for his second term. You look at somebody like Donald Trump.
But you know what is playing out in America also.
Yes. You look at Donald Trump in his late 70s. He's about 76, going to 77. He's gunning for it. Then you ask yourself, what do you say about Atiku, who is in his mid-70s, 74, 75? What stops him from still trying another shot?
Now, but people will tell you it's not about an individual, it's about the country.
Yes.
The interest of the country first before an individual interest.
Have you tested him to know whether he will carry the interest of the nation or it is his own personal ambition? It is when the chips are down. If you know one thing about politics, look at Buhari. Did anybody give him a chance, considering his age and all that he will still make the president of Nigeria? But he ended up making it. By then he had given up hope. He said he was no longer interested because he tried out 2003 story with Chuboka Adibo. He tried it again 2007 with Umezuoke story. He tried it again with Tunde Bakare 2011 story. 3 times he said no. That age is no longer on his side. That he was tired. They said no, come. Because they were calculating on one factor, that each time the man ran for election, just like Obi, he does not give anybody shish. But the whole of Northwest and Northeast will give him between 10 and 12 million bulk votes. That was the calculation of the Southwest that time, the ACN, that if we bring in this man with that bulk, and since we are now in charge in the virtually all the whole Southwest, if we put the two together and then pick some from North Central, we are good to go. And the thing played out. That was what happened. And some from South. That was how the man was able to coast to victory. Although at the end of the day, we would have seen that clearly between that 15 and 19, that the man's interest was personal. For him to take a seat and answer that president. Because the way he was pushed out after 20 months in military position as a military head of state didn't go down well with him. So he was not pursuing that ambition because he had something to offer Nigerians. But Nigerians never knew. They thought otherwise. They felt that the man was a bulldozer, that with him no corruption, with him there will be security, with him he will fix the economy. All the things that worked during that 20 months. Because when the military is in power, the ball game is completely different. It is orders and directive. There was nothing like National Assembly to checkmate anything. And their own is once they say, bulldoze this place, they'll go and level the whole place. So everybody was scared and you have to behave yourself. Issue of corruption was not given space. But it's a different ball game completely when you have a civil rule, what we are having now, that you call democracy. Here, there are a lot of jiggery-pokery, things, people doing things, without looking left or looking right and getting away with it. Whereby some people will think they are above the law. You see a man will go with a polythene bag from whichever constituency to Abuja. They say he's now in the National Assembly, for instance. Within 3 years, 4 years, he's coming back with convoy. He has become owner of mansions both in Maitama, in Banana Island, in Las Vegas, in what do you call it, in New York.
He's a big boy already.
That's what I'm saying. You cannot try that under the military regime. You'll be in prison because they will make sure they will, if you are in military uniform, they will court-martial you, and for you to explain how you came about that quantum of opulence and money. They believe, which business have you done? It is our treasury that you have broken into and stolen. So you have to come and tell us. The only person that can do that and get away is the head of state, either Babangida or the late Sani Abacha, because they are the alter ego. They are the person in charge of that treasury. So they can do whatever that's why we are seeing all this Abacha loot. And who are you to open your mouth to challenge a dictator or an authoritarian leadership? You cannot. So a lot of things work under that system. But what we are seeing now, God goodness me, all the committees in the National Assembly, it's like it is business for you to be in National Assembly. They are heading this committee, you are heading that, they are across board. This one will be in committee A, B in B, B in C, B in D. And the allegation is that before they will pass any budget for any of the ministries, departments, and agencies, they keep padding the cost of the approval they are going to make. Okay. So they will pad it and pad it. At the end of the day, that padding will be removed and given to them to go and butcher it for their own personal gains and aggrandizement. And you are doing it over and over and over again. And at the same time, that sleaze is not only in National Assembly. It has permeated the fabrics of the executive. That you see ministers, they are no longer ministers, they are super ministers. You know, also living in extravaganza and opulence. So that is why a lot of Nigerians are crying that this cost of governance is outrageous. Why don't you go and visit Oresanya panel of inquiry on reforms and cut down these ministries, departments, and agencies? I am one of the ones in the school of thought that that document has to be visited and do some mergers and scrap some of those institutions that are doing duplicated functions. But the government of the day will not see it that way. They are seeing it that it is job for the boys, that these ones participated in installing the government. Therefore, they need to be compensated. That's what we are seeing that is playing out now. But you're not looking at the adverse effect of doing those political patronage thing. The effect is that it is debilitating and crushing on the masses. That's why people can't feed anymore. The money is not there. Goldman and Sachs, as well as JP Morgan, has told us everything after they looked at what you have been projecting in terms of what you have in your foreign reserve, that there's nothing there. Then the question is, what happened to that money? We need to do a lot of surgical things to move this country out of the present doldrum. You look at customs, a lot is happening there. There's so much allegation of rot in the customs. You need to visit that place and turn the place around. It is supposed to generate revenue for the federal government. It's generating, but there are loopholes, where people are compromising, and what is meant for the federation account is entering into private pockets. If you leave custom, go to Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS. It is the same story. What of the NNPC? The story is the same. So, these are places you need to rearrange things. You know, restructure those places completely and make it, tighten all the loose, you know, points and bolts and, you know, and so on and so forth, so that the tax net will be rugged and solid, and will be able to trap sufficient income for the federal government. And the situation where we are spending about 95% of whatever we generate to service debts, when are we going to get out of that? And at the same time, we are owing about 87 trillion naira, both domestic and international debt. It's a thing of serious concern. So that is where we are.
Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. It's Matters, okay? And my name is Jude. I also have with me a former commissioner of police, Chuks Ewonu. Right about now, let's get your opinion also. Let's get you involved in this discussion, okay? I'll open the studio line now, and then all you have to do for me is to move away from your radio set or turn down the volume of your radio set so we can hear you. And of course, you have to keep it 60 seconds. Be as brief as you can so we can hear from other people, okay? And you know, I like it when you keep it civil. I mustn't forget to say that. Forgive me, okay? It has to be like that. Thank you. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. If you must call, like I said, do move away from your radio set, okay? Thank you so very much. Let's start from here. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Welcome. Good afternoon.
Yeah. My name is Keith. I'm calling from INEC.
Welcome.
Yeah. When I heard you say the INEC said they are going to be the number one this in the whole world and that, I laughed here. On what gun are they going to be that? Even the smallest, if I may say, election, this second election, they just did the president. See what they did. And they still have the guts to open their mouths and be talking. Are they talking to fools? Let them, they should go and sit down. But in that so-called mood, until he's being removed, that is when the INEC will be okay. As far as that man is still there, nothing good will come out of them. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you too for calling. All right. Don't forget the WhatsApp number is also open for messages. Okay, just keep your messages coming in. The number is 0700 903 9039 0700 903 9039. Thank you so much. Good afternoon to you.
Hey, come there. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to your best CP.
Good afternoon to you too.
CP there.
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead and talk to us. What's your name?
This is Udwakudo from Isolo.
All right.
I'm happy for your this thing and your case. The issue about that INEC, if I hear about the INEC, I don't want to hear that name again. They have made Nigeria. It's very, very bad. They disappoint Nigeria, INEC and judiciary. If you say maybe they do something like football, FIFA, the whole world, if you say after the Supreme, they just after that one, you can go world court for this election issue. It will make people happy. Because for this thing, they mess all over Nigeria. People are not happy because we are not talking. Are you getting my point?
Mm-hmm.
There is one of my neighbors today, which said the rice, things supposed buy rice for Nigeria is 1,000 naira per derica. So he said, "My husband, they fight with the husband. He didn't say, my husband, say they leave Peter Obi, go food for Tinubu. Say how people are not saying to eat. So all Nigerians are not happy about this thing. The Supreme Court, they supposed to flush all of them where they judiciary out. Flush the both INEC chairman. These people see they say INEC chairman. It's not the only INEC chairman alone. Both from beginning to the end, they supposed to flush all of them out because they mess Nigeria. I don't know if, for example, that this radio station or others media, whether they will call them one by one, go meet them, say Nigeria are angry about the people. I don't know. That's my confusion. Bye bye.
All right. Thank you so very much for your contribution. Keep your calls coming in. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Yes.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Welcome.
I also greet CP Chuks.
Good afternoon to you
My
too.
dad, God will bless you.
Bless you too.
I so love you, and I just every time I hear your voice on radio.
Thank you.
My man, this is the beginning of starting of 2027. To let you people know, INEC is whiny Nigerian, and they want to use brain. They are trying to use brain to calm people. The same thing that happened on 2023 to happen on 2027. It's Nigeria to rise up and get it right. And I normally support what Atiku Abubakar said yesterday, to mess together with other parties that are very, very interested to work them out. Thank you very much. We can do this.
All right. Thank you. Okay. There are several messages here too, and I think I want to touch on them one after the other. This person says, I only blame the staff that adhered to Ajero's call just because he was beaten. Wallahi, if I'm one of the governor where the strike took place, no November salary for such workers. Days of Aluta is gone. Olushoga Ajayi. CP. What you have to say about this?
That's his own opinion.
Okay.
But denying them their salary will be to the extreme. After all, it was just for 2 days and all that.
All right, let's talk to you. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Jude, and good afternoon, CP.
Good afternoon to you too.
Yeah, this is John Legend calling from Michigan.
All right, welcome, John.
You see, I highly support what Atiku said, but based on interest, the most important thing there now is that who will come down for each other. The only way, likewise, what happened, I remember this issue was raised here. I told people the only way to remove APC from government is for all these parties to emerge together. If they can emerge together, they will definitely remove APC from power. That is the only way. But if they are trying to say it will be to run 350,000 times under this kind of government we are into, who doesn't fear even them, who doesn't even fear the God of heaven, they can never remove them from power. Because the only thing that can remove this APC from power is that you bring atomic bomb inside us rock and bomb everywhere. That is the only way that they can believe.
John Legend, you're going too far, man. Take it easy. Always learn to take it easy, no matter what. Okay? You can't say that on the national radio now. Come on. All right. Let's move on anyway. This person says, good afternoon. Somebody should tell INEC that they have tested the patience of Nigerians enough. Every truthful person in this country have lost hope in INEC. Yes. Okay. That was what he said. This person is saying, good afternoon, Jude. Welcome back. I'm happy to hear your voice again. Please help me tell Mr. Yakubu to stop making mockery of Nigerians with that his story. Did he think that we Nigerians are fools? Let them keep on misleading themselves. They are thinking that they are misleading Nigerians. Now we all know the party that Mr. Yakubu belongs to. We beg him with the name of God that we need fresh air in Nigeria. They have packed us out of that office and leave Nigeria only. Okay. I'm trying to really understand that fully. Well, this person is saying, my name is Kunle Major from Festac Town, and I just want to ask that is it a must that we must be servicing our debt? CP, can't we just wait for some time? Because if we continue paying servicing debt, nothing will remain in the pulse or something. You know, that's what he's trying to say. Is it compulsory you pay almost immediately? Like, you know, every month?
That's what it's a contract. It's what you signed for. Unless you go and negotiate with them so that they can exercise some measure of leniency to reduce the quantity you're paying back. Okay. But that will not really change anything because that debt is already there. And there are preconditions for you to take the money. But the thing is that those loans you have taken was not judiciously used. If it had been properly put to appropriate use, we won't be having this type of story. We could have been good to go.
Okay. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Olayola from Ijai.
All right. Let's go.
See, the issue of INEC did not have any problems. Within the electoral process, we have the politicians are manipulating all this. I have saying this because I have been because to let everybody know. When they're conducting 20.
Oh, I think your line is actually breaking, right? Call back, please. Just call back if you can. Or use the WhatsApp number 0700 903 903 903. Then, for those who are just joining us, calling in number is, or if you want to call in, use the number 0700 903 903 903. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Jude. I'm calling from Ijesha.
All right.
Yes. Can you hear me today?
Very well, I can hear you.
Okay. People are complaining about the country, even those who have jobs complaining about the country, and truly right. Rightly so, they are correct because the economy is in shambles. And then I now ask myself, what about somebody like me who lost his sight 2 years ago, who was doing well? I hold a BSc in chemical engineering. I got a good job. I've got the aged parents. My dad was formerly a security man. I had to train us in university. Graduated, got a job, was taking care of him, got married, I was taking care of my in-laws, and all of a sudden I lost my sight. And I am struggling to work. I can't work for 2 years. I've not worked. All the little things I bought over the period, my shoes, my sneakers, wristwatches, I've sold all of them just to survive. And sometimes when I tune on the station, I hear people talk about how difficult the country is for people who work, and they be complaining how difficult the country is. Now, what about me, who has not been working for 2 years, and I've got a wife to take care of, and it's really strange. The country is in. I just look at this country because this country, they don't even help those who are physically challenged. The health system of Nigeria failed me. Where I've been going to health system, they failed me and everything. But I can't complain, just like every other person who are physically challenged. And because this country, they don't help those who are physically challenged. Even those who are healthy don't even have a job. Not talk of those who are physically challenged. And for this country, Nigeria, I just feel for people. And I keep telling people, I can't go around begging people for money. No. Because the Bible said, by the labor of your hand, you shall feed. And I believe working hard. And I believe doing things right. Now, my parents who are aged, who have been supporting over the years, have stopped supporting them for the past 2 years. Now it's now difficult for me to even take care of myself. So that is where I am as presently as we are as the nation. And I don't know if people will get through it because things are getting more expensive every day. When people say people work, they only eat 2 times a day. What about me who have a wife and 2 children? How do I feed them? I don't feed, I don't eat, I struggle. Now I won't tell my wife, she has to sell every little properties we have. She has to go back to her parents' place. Let me also go back to my parents. Let her just stay apart for a while and see what God can do. So for us, I don't know if there's light at the end of the tunnel for Nigeria. I don't know if there's light at the end of the tunnel, but well, we look up to God, we trust God. Maybe one day, the country will be good for all of us. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you. It's so touching.
Very pathetic.
So touching. So touching. Oh my God. Huh? Life. It's well.
It is.
It's well.
It's really
a
pathetic tale, you know.
Recently, I've learned life in a very different way again.
I know.
Different.
You can say that
life.
again.
Oh God. It's something. Let's just move on. 0700 903 903 903. Good afternoon.
Hello, afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
How is everybody there? I greet all. I greet you all.
Thank you. Welcome. What's your name?
I'm Mr. Roland.
All right. Let's
From
go.
I'm not happy to hear about these what do you call those people? Old people. I don't want to, in fact, I'm not happy for you to have announced about what they said, because they are making fool of us. They are our problems in Nigeria. They are our problems. Because if they are okay, we would have been okay. They are our problems. So let them, I don't want to hear about them again. Let them fizzle away. Let them become as chaff before the wind. Let them become as smoke before the fire. Let them melt away. We want to.
It's okay. Please take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy, okay? It's not about your emotion. It won't help at this time. It won't help at this time. I lack words to address that though, but just take it easy. Take it easy. And let me not forget to say that the other man who called in before this or that one, I'm looking at something different though. But I'm only asking, good-spirited Nigerians, to find a way to just get to assist, even if it's with food, at least.
And cash.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, at least whatever it is, don't die. Just stay alive. Try and do everything to stay alive. That's why I'm doing this. Let him just at least stay alive. He needs the wife around him. You can imagine.
Chemical engineer for that matter.
It's really, really pathetic. I mean, getting to tell your wife, okay, you have to go now. Go to your parents' house. Let me also go to my parents' house. And so we can.
Because the survival thing is at stake. Yeah.
So I am using this opportunity to call on good Nigerians, okay, let's see how we can just rally round whatever it is. It's not too big, it's not too small. Let's just see how we can at least bless this person. Let him just stay alive. Let him just stay alive. And then that's why, okay, let me just call the number, okay. This is VOPFM, and that's why we are voice of the people. The people is so important. I mean, the people are so important to us. So just send a message to 070 121 46454. 070 121 46454. Finally, 070 121 46454. Text message or WhatsApp message is welcome. All right? Yeah. If you actually want to say, okay, hey, here is my token. Fine. God bless you. Okay? God bless you. God bless you. Let's take more calls now. Let's move on. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jude.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Jude. Good afternoon. Welcome, Mr. Jude. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is Akuchinya. I'm calling from Mojo.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to chip in something concerning INEC issue.
All right.
We know that we have to blame INEC at this point of time. But what about those Nigerians? They are so busy collecting bribes. When it's time for them to vote for their rights, they will be so busy collecting bribes. They will be so busy selling their PVC. The INEC don't even give us the opportunity to get our PVC. When we go to collect our PVC, when they see our name, they will say that our name, we are Igbos. We don't have any right to collect PVC as far as they're staying in Lagos State. So what about those collecting, have their PVC, the right for them to vote, instead of them to vote wisely and stand for their rights? They will be collecting bribes, selling their PVC. Now, for instance, the last election that took place in Imo State, they bring out numbers. Those digits, are they not Nigerian digits? Are they not Nigerian phone numbers? Are we not the one killing ourselves? Plus, I want to beg INEC, before the 4 years will complete, will come to the end, let them find a way to release the people PVC that they are holding. We don't want to hear that they are tearing PVC the sock away or throwing it in the bush. The hunters will be bringing PVC out. Let them find a way to vomit all the PVC they are holding. Let them vomit it out. Bye for now.
Yeah, thank you. Well, this person is saying NLC and TUC called off strike without achievement of anything. Then apologies from the federal government. Labour have lost my trust. Or okay, yeah. The Labour have lost my trust badly and worse to Nigerian workers. No plans, no focus. Akimi Peace, ambassador from Songota in Ogun State, sent that message. Good afternoon to you. Learn to move away from your radio set, yeah, so we can talk. It's quite noisy here, very, very. In fact, you wouldn't understand. Okay, good afternoon to you, Emmanuel Peter Mushi. Saying Peter will be for 2027. Calm down now. You never reach. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
My name is Irene Dictatorship.
Okay, welcome, Arisa.
The likes of me don't talk about colossal failures like INEC. That apart, this Atiku is calling for the coming together of all parties. Will he let go his personal interest, which is self-centered? Apart from that, nothing will work. If he's calling them to come together so that he will remain, he should understand that this state has made it that he can never be president of Nigeria. If he's calling it on a sacrificial note, that when they come together, they will not aspire to be the one at the end of affairs. It may work. God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you so much. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Jide.
Welcome.
It's Tony.
Okay, welcome, Mr. Tony.
Tony, please, Jide, please, I'm driving. I don't know the number he called for that guy that called. I would like to reach out to him.
I think you have it. I think you have it already. Is that number you have?
Okay, this number I called now.
No, the other one.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I got it. Okay. My little contribution on the INEC is that the INEC does not have problems. Let me be honest to you. It's the political class and the system. If the system wants to work right, first of all, for the Supreme Court, they should have submitted that INEC should henceforth put a law that they must upload the results immediately. And no, if they don't upload any result, the result will be cancelled. All those things will have little. But because of the loopholes they have, the political class have to allow that loophole so they can manipulate the election. That's what is causing our problem. The system is there, but we are not want to use the system, because if we use the system 100%, they will not be there. If in any polling unit they have the election with the beaver, they upload it to the system, it goes immediately to the system. No way to manipulate, but because of the system we are having in Nigeria, they will not allow it to come to light. Look at what the judge say. INEC have right to decide which one they want. That makes it porous. But if the system work, we don't have this we are talking about. For my polling unit, the result goes straight to INEC, the state server. Every go to INEC server, and for them they count it, and the result will be open to everybody. But we see what is happening. So INEC does not have problem. The problem is the system. Would they allow you to see the light? That's what we are having in Nigeria. I pray that one day the system will allow it. On the issue about Obi and Atiku voice is the voice of an elder. That's the only thing they can squeeze the power out of APC. If whatever Obi have cannot and will not take power from APC, unless they go together with those people that know what APC know. Obi don't know what they know. There are people that know the game, that they play the game together. They have to play that same. That's Nigerian politics. You have to fight it and they get there. So Obi needs Atiku. Atiku needs Obi. They need Kwakwaso. Three of them should come together and know what they can resolve and bring us a new direction, because we are not heading anywhere with this so far with this APC, unless tomorrow anything can happen. But for now, I don't know where you're heading to. Thank you, Jide.
It's all right. Thank you so very much for calling. I appreciate you. Yeah. All right. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. This is Someboy from Sugurere.
Welcome.
This is Someboy from Sugurere.
Okay, we can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Hello?
The last man, yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
The last man that just called now, I don't know, I don't understand how he underrated Obi to this level. That Obi don't know what APC is. Obi has been a member of PDP. What else do we want Obi to know? That the way APC operates, that Obi don't know. Obi has been a member of PDP the same way Atiku was member of PDP. Obi left PDP just some months ago. What is that thing that he needs to know about APC? Yes, I agree. I will agree that they can continue. Yes, but it does not mean that it must be Atiku. If it is going to be Atiku, that will be the flag bearer of any party they want to form. They will not still make it. It is not going to work. And that is what, if that thing can only work if Atiku.
Hello? Oh, so sorry. The man who called earlier, the one who is physically challenged.
The chemical engineer.
Yeah, the chemical engineer. Please, maybe I need your number, okay? Maybe you should just call in and let me just have your number. Please, if you can hear me, please do call in. Thank you. All right. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
My name is Abid from Ijeoma.
All right.
The issue of the biggest problem we are having in Nigeria presently, I think, is INEC is the problem of our electoral system in Nigeria. The reason why I keep on saying is INEC is they have allowed politicians to circumvent the system. They have allowed politicians to circumvent the system. So as the governor or as any political office holder, if I'm happy to be one, I don't see the reason why for me to achieve anything in office when I know that I can shoulder myself through INEC and regain my seat for the second time. So that's just the problem we are having in Nigeria. Because whenever anything is pointed to the INEC have in electionary period, maybe in coalition centers, they have the means of saying that let us to meet in court. Let's meet in court. Let's meet in court. Which is not supposed to be like that. In a developed country, such a thing cannot happen. The system needs to be checked. So that's just my contribution.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you. All right, let's see if we can touch on some text or some WhatsApp messages now. Atiku's suggestion for parties merger is the last option and a very good idea. The disintegration in the PDP was what gave APC the winner in the last election. Atiku has come back to his senses. Fessos from Alakbere sent that one. Okay, let's see. First thing first, there's supposed to be a total overhaul in the INEC and the Electoral Act that will allow for a free, fair and credible elections between now and 2027 before we can talk of merger or taking over from these from the current government. Is a very important task for the opposition party members in both Senate, House of Rep. If not, nothing will come out of their merger. Sahid Barua, thank you so very much. This person is saying, my question is, even if all the political party merge together, nothing will come out of it in this present INEC chairman. We have what do you call it? Mark my word, until 2031 before any other party will get in there. Take it or leave it. All of us are hot or in hot soup until Nigeria rise up and do the needful. My name is Kelechi. Sending that from Oshodi. Please, INEC should stop making mockery of themselves and supposed to be unbundled right away. Nigeria are tired of them. Thanks, Daniel from Oshodi sent in that one. Okay. Hello, Judy and TP. There was a container rail line to Ibadan from Apapa port to evacuate containers and free up the highways. As we speak, the project has just become another white elephant project because it is not making more, not solving the intended problems it was meant for. One was that it is very expensive and the cumbersome, that importers abandon it already. The other point is that how many importers are from Ibadan? It would have made elementary economic sense to target the project to end in Onitsha, where most of the serious importers are based after Lagos. From unending refurbishing of moribund refineries to the inept expansion of Muritala International Airport, even the Lagos to Ibadan passenger railway are full of incompetence in construction and implementation. How come no one has been held responsible? Ostaino from Olodi Apapa sent in that message. Okay, now this person is saying now, those saying that Tinubu knows how to build Nigeria economy should come out and explain more to the citizens of Nigeria, because what we are seeing now, the opposite. We are all suffering it together. As per Atiku's call for merger, the ideology of Atiku and that of Obi in the area of Nigeria project is not the same. That's why Atiku is busy signing billions for him and his party and his appointees who are there in government doing nothing to better Nigeria. Chinemere from Agbara. Okay, let me see if I can take maybe 1, 2, or 3 more calls and then we wrap things up. Hello? Hello? Okay. 0700 903 903 903. Now that man, I don't know, I want you to call as quickly as possible. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hello. Oh, okay. Just call. Okay, fine. For that other man, the number I mentioned, the number I called is 070 121 46454. 070 46454. Okay, for that man. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes. What's your
name? I'm never call from Edo.
Okay.
Yeah. Greeting to my senior.
Good afternoon to you.
CP.
Yes.
I agree with you over the issue of the constitution. We must have all of the whole country must come together and have a look on this constitution, which I call a scam document. I call it a scam document in the sense of it only favors the so-called lawmakers, not the masses. If there is any way we can put a look on that constitution and amend a lot of things, and also look at the whole institutions in Nigeria. None of the institutions is working. From A to Z, none of them is working. If we can be honest to ourselves as a citizens of this country. And another one again, I'm advocating, asking for the whole Nigeria, whether we can achieve is that can we make inside our constitution that from executive to local government, that we get women, 70% women, then 20% men to contest each any position in our country, so that we make have a something to call a health in the end. Let's see how to make women to become, instead of this so-called strong men that destroying what the one speaking at least for us. People can speak about that, let me about that. So
all right. Thank you. Thank you so very much. CP, your final shot before we go.
Well, we have said it all. The bottom line is that the economy is biting very hardly and harshly on the citizens. The government should come out. Now they have settled, they have no excuse whatsoever in first and foremost looking towards the direction of food security. And how would they achieve that? They have to build the physical security first, which is to protect the agrarian and the food baskets regions or territory we have, so that farmers could go back and grow enough food to feed the masses. That is one part of it. At least if we have enough to eat, have enough to put in the strategic reserve, then the rest we can export and earn more foreign exchange. That's the way to go forward in that direction. And then secondly, while doing that, they should show sincerity of purpose, because that's the only way the institutional and foreign investors can come in to invest in Nigeria. And if that is done, then we can now say that we are going forward. But if you look at the trend of things within the last 12 months, you find out that there are three major sources where we earn our foreign exchange. First is inflow through foreign direct investments, which is not really working because there seem to be loss in confidence of investing in Nigeria. Secondly, the one coming from the diasporians who used to send in money. That one is neither here nor there anymore because they seem to be losing confidence too in the political system and what is outplaying. Then the third one is the one we are getting from oil, which used to give us a revenue of almost 90% of what we get in terms of foreign exchange. The oil area, we can't even meet the quota given to us by INEC, by OPEC, sorry, not INEC, by OPEC. We're not meeting the quota. And at the same time, we are talking of the oil theft. The common man does not know what crude oil is like. So we need to take advantage and plug all the loopholes, and in addition, be sure that the oil theft will be a thing of the past, and we try as much as we can to maximize the quota given to us by OPEC. I think with those few, suggestions, I think we will get ourselves moving forward.
You reminded me of while I was in secondary school.
Yes.
During the social activity days, moments when you were during debate, for instance.
Yes.
And when you want to conclude, you said, I hope
with
these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince and not to confuse you that. Thank you so very much, CP.
Thank you too.
God bless you for coming.
Bless you.
Thank you. And for all of those who called in, I want to seriously appreciate you. Thank you and thank you and thank you again and again. Let's do this again tomorrow, which is going to be the Open Mic Friday here. All right? The time is 1 p.m. Okay, Open Mic Friday, where you have the opportunity to say whatever you want to say, but if you say it in the right way. All of those calls I couldn't take from Monday or from Tuesday up until now. We'll take all of those calls tomorrow. So keep it a day with me. My name is Jude Ikami Jude. That man, I still didn't get your number or your name. Okay, I think the best thing is just send a message, whether a text message or a WhatsApp message, or however you can reach out to the number 070-121-46454. And for everyone who want to assist him, that is the number. Okay, 070-121-46454. I'm out of here. Good afternoon.